Bad news hits Edwin Watenya Sifuna, the Nairobi senator from ODM party. This after the interview that happened in Citizen TV, where Edwin Sifuna claimed that now ODM is preparing another round of changes in the Senate that could remove him from the Vihiga Senator Godfrey Ososi from influential committee positions, marking that he describes as the latest phase in the escalating fallout between himself and the party leadership. Speaking during the interview on a local television station on Tuesday, July 28, 2026, Sifuna alleged that he had seen plans for a motion that would significantly alter Senate committee leadership. According to him, the proposed changes would remove Senator Ososi as chairperson of the Senate County Public Investment and Special Funds Committee, while also taking him out of the Senate County Public Accounts Committee. Sifuna argued that the developments point to a deliberate effort by sections of the party leadership to sideline him and those considered to be his political allies. He said the pattern of recent decisions within ODM party indicates that leadership has already made up its mind regarding the future within the party. According to Sifuna, discussions surrounding the proposed motion are already underway, and if the notion is eventually tabled between the Senate and approved by members, it would further reduce his influence within Parliament. However, by the time these claims were made public, no such motion had been debated in the Senate, and there had been no official confirmation that it had been scheduled for consideration. Sifuna also claimed that under the proposed changes could be reassigned from the Senate County Public Accounts Committee to the Senate Fisheries Committee, and while he acknowledged that some within the party appear to view such a move as punishment or demotion, he maintained that he personally did not see it that way. Instead, the Nairobi senator said serving in the Fisheries Committee would provide an opportunity to expand his understanding of agriculture, fisheries, and also the blue economy. He added that the knowledge would be useful because of what it is described as coming assignments. However, he did not explain why those future assignments might leave the remark open to interpretation without offering additional details. If the proposed committee reshuffle were to proceed, it would present yet another setback for Sifuna, whose position within ODM and Parliament has steadily weakened over recent months following a series of disciplinary and leadership decisions taken by the party. The latest claims come only days after ODM formally removed Sifuna from the powerful position of Secretary General following internal disciplinary proceedings conducted under the party's constitution. Speaking on June 22, 2026, ODM Interim Secretary General Catherine Omanyo announced that the party's internal disputes resolution committee had heard and also determined a complaint against Sifuna in his capacity as Secretary General before recommending his removal from office. Omanyo explained that the committee had been properly constituted in accordance with Article 51(3)(f) of the ODM Constitution, and she further stated that after reviewing the committee's findings, the party's National Executive Committee unanimously adopted both the conclusions and the recommendations, paving the way for Sifuna's removal from one of the party's most influential positions. The discussion and the decision did not end with ODM's internal structure. It was later reviewed by the Office of the Registrar of Political Parties, which examined the documents submitted by the party together with the applicable legal framework. Following that review, the registrar concluded that the leadership changes complied with both the Political Parties Act and also the ODM Constitution. In a formal letter addressed to Sifuna, the registrar suggested that after examining the documents submitted by the party and noting the absence of response from under Article 47 of the Constitution, the office found that his removal from positions of Secretary General had been barred, and out of accordance with the law and the party's constitution. The registrar further confirmed the official records maintained by the office had been updated to reflect the leadership changes within or communicated by ODM. That recognition effectively formalizes, formalized Sifuna's removal from the office of the Secretary General, and also represented another significant development in the ongoing dispute between the senator and his party leadership. The changes affecting Sifuna did not stop there. Earlier this month, he was also removed from the position of the Senate Deputy Minority Whip, and the leadership change was formally announced by the Senate Amason Kingi, or the Senate Speaker Amason Kingi, after received an official communication from Senate Minority Leader Stewart Mazayo. Following that decision, Migori Senator Eddie Okech was appointed to replace Sifuna as Deputy Minority Whip, adding to the growing list of senior positions. The Nairobi Senators lost as the Deputy Minority Whip, adding to the growing list of the senior positions. The Nairobi Senators also lost in recent months. Against that backdrop, Sifuna now believes that the latest committee changes would represent another coordinated effort to diminish his influence within the party. At the same time, report that was published, ODM had not publicly responded to Sifuna's latest allegations regarding the planned Senate committee reshuffle. Similarly, it remained unclear whether the alleged motion had formally been prepared for introduction in the Senate or whether it might be tabled for debate should it proceed. As a result, Sifuna's claims remain his account on the situation, while any proposed committee changes would ultimately depend on the form of parliamentary procedures and the decisions of governors if such a motion is introduced before the House. The developments nevertheless underscore the continuing tensions within one of Kenya's largest political parties at a time when internal leadership, parliamentary influence, and the future political alignments remain subjects of intense public interest. Whether the alleged committee changes materialize or not, the dispute highlights the challenges ODM faces as it manages internal differences while maintaining its role in the country's evolving political landscape. That is all for today from Kenya Lens Media, where we bring you news updates as they break. Kindly, if you are new here, consider subscribing, liking, and sharing our content. Hit the notification bell so that you can be receiving notifications each and every time we bring you a new content.